So one of the biggest learnings for me today at the third annual Neurodiversity in Business Conference has been just the amazing work which is going on across the community that perhaps we don't all know about. And that's why I've entitled this Collaborating for Impact, because we genuinely believe that working together as a community, we can achieve a lot more. And we know, don't we, Alex, there's a lot to go after. Tell me, what was one of your kind of most insightful things that you saw today at the conference?
For me, it was the conversation surrounding intersectionality and the importance around how employers need to recognize that how one person with ADHD is going to show up can be completely different to another person. And they've got the same diagnosis, but their life experience, their lived experience, where they've come from, what they've experienced, trauma they've experienced, privilege they've experienced is going to be very unique to them. And therefore, how they show up in the world is going to be very unique, which is why sort of boilerplate accommodations can be useful, but ultimately it's about the individualistic approach to really accommodate those individual needs that come about from unique experiences.
Great. Well, we've been all following the podcast, which is, pleasingly going fantastically well, and it's going to reach outside of our little bubble, right? Because we are in a small community. What are the plans? I saw a really interesting thing where you're actually having a number of people on at once. Tell us your plans for that.
Yeah, so normally the podcast is me against or chatting to one person, whether that's a lived experience guest or an expert. But recently we've started doing roundtable
Right.
episodes where I'm having literal dinner with four guests, maybe four psychiatrists coming up
Excellent.
to really, put some points of view to the table and see different opinions.
I think the feedback I'm hearing is that people really want that kind of deep academic insight, scientific understanding of the topic. And that's why I'm enjoying some of the recent podcasts in particular.
Well, that's the benchmark now for guests. I'm really leaning into the experts. I really want ADHD Chatter to be on the cutting edge of new research, new science, getting the world leading experts on there. I've had Dr. Ned Hallowell on there. Gabor Mate is coming on in October.
Great.
It's a real, and the interesting thing is, and that really proves the point, those two have very conflicting opinions as to where, what causes ADHD, things like that. So it's about just bringing in different perspectives, different opinions to really balance the narrative around what ADHD actually means.
Great. Well, look, thank you for being such an important part of what's made today the NLB conference so successful, but also what you do for our community, because it's really important that we reach outside of our narrow bubble, like I said, and the more that we can get society to understand, the better. So keep up the hard work.
Thanks, Dan.